Joining us, for everyone who's here live or who's watching after the fact. I'm Sophia Lucia Parola with Garden State Film Festival. It is the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival from March 21st to March 24th in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey. You can check out 200 films, videos, animations, pilots, all these various types of films, all across 8 venues coming from 14 countries. It's going to be an amazing year. And one of the things you can check out is a TV pilot called Quarter Life Crisis. Here to talk to us about this pilot is the amazing, talented people who are involved in making it. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going?
Congratulations. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well,
I'm excited to pick your brains about this pilot. But first, I'd love for you all to introduce yourselves and your titles in the pilot. And let's kick it off with Raven.
hi, I'm Raven Smith. I am the creator, writer, producer, executive producer, and I play Danielle in Quarter Life Crisis.
And I am John Kakama. I am the director of Quarter Life Crisis.
I'm Joshua T. Crockett. I play Liam Bennett in the pilot Quarter Life Crisis.
I am Win Locke, and I'm the composer for Quarter Life Crisis.
Beautiful. Thank you all. Snaps all around. Big fan. And to everyone else who is also a part of this, we will shout you out during this. But Raven, please tell everybody a little bit about Quarter Life Crisis.
Okay, so Quarter Life Crisis is a web series. We're hoping to be a web series about these 2 roommates named Sean and Liam who have moved to the big city with the dream of starting their own publishing company, right? So they have these aspirations, they get here and they fall flat on their face, like most people when they move here. They kind of create a found family with their neighbors and other people that they meet throughout the city, which I feel like happens to everyone as they go through their 20s. They kind of weed out their circle and it becomes a lot smaller. So it really is just about the 6 main characters and their everyday life trying to just survive the 20s.
Love it. I feel that. I feel it in my bones. And John, you directed this. How did you come across this project? What attracted you to direct this?
So me and Raven we went to the same college together. And so I knew her through acting on like previous films together and stuff. But when she came forward with basically the script and I read it, I was like, this would be very interesting to see on screen, like several different characters, like about like 6 or 7, all interacting with so many different types of personalities. So I thought like, if I wanted to see it, I'm like, we got to make it happen. So I told Raven I'd be happy to direct it for her.
Wow. And have you ever directed something with like such a big ensemble and something in this capacity?
Yeah. So all my previous directing things I've done, it's usually been like 2 or 3 people. So this was definitely like a big challenge, like figuring out like the blocking and like working with such a big cast because, there's so many moving parts. So, but that was another challenge is like getting over that, trying to figure out like how to make a bigger film with more actors involved.
Right. I definitely want to go back to that and figure out more about that process. But I want to shout out Joshua being one of the people in this strong ensemble. Joshua, how did you come across this project? What gravitated you towards this role?
So it was actually like kind of like by luck. It was a great someone wasn't able to do it. And I also went to school with Raven and the producer Abby George. Shout out to her. She can be a part of the call. And also Jeanette, another producer, Jeanette Benenard. But they asked me, could I step in? And they thought that I would be great for the role. And I read it and I thought it would be great for me. Like I thought the part was something I've never really done before. I'm pretty like I could be laid back and like kind of crazy or whatever. But Liam is like he's like really expressive. And I'm expressive, but not in that way. So I just really liked the difference we had in between him and me, and it was fun to step into.
So, wow. I mean, sorry to whoever couldn't do it, but sounds like a happy accident to me.
Yeah.
And shout out to Abby and Jeanette and Joshua. I know you said that the character's a little different from you, but I saw in your credits you've done like FBI Most Wanted, East New York, amazing. Have you ever done a role like this kind of comedic, really refreshing, I thought, type of role?
No, actually, no, not at all. Like I also never done a role where I play someone my exact age
Mm.
or someone with it's a weird quirk or appearance, glasses, and and also someone who's just like living life. Like usually, like with these smaller roles that I've been, I don't want to say small, and not in a negative way, but like in a role that their story isn't told as much. They're just like in there quickly, and there's like these little parts of their lives, and they're usually like they have something to do with like law enforcement or murder. And so it's usually been in that realm, which could be one dimensional, but also it's very much like practice, and I appreciate it. But this was just a whole new sandwich with different ingredients, and yeah, I'm grateful for it. I've never even done a comedy on like film or like TV or something like that. I've never done anything like this. So with this big cast too, it was just great.
Amazing. I'm so surprised you never done something like that. And what an
No,
amazing
yeah.
analogy. Sandwich with different ingredients. Did you have to
Yes.
dance for the audition? I don't want to give anything away, but that opening shot.
No, I did not have to dance. It's so funny that they ordered me. I love dancing. I was telling
I
my
could
girlfriend,
tell.
Sierra Chanel. She's also an actor. I'm just shouting at everybody who I appreciate. But yeah, I love dancing. So I was so happy when John and Dylan, the cinematographer, they asked me like, "Oh, you should like do this dance thing." I was like, "Heck yes, I'll do it." Like I love dancing so much.
Was it just all freestyle or did we like choreograph?
Freestyle.
Love
Off
it.
the
Love it.
dome. Off the dome.
And I'm so glad. What a great transition. You can't dance without the music. Solwyn, you were the composer on this. How did you come across this project? How did Raven find you?
It's a funny story because I knew the editor for Quarter Life Crisis, Jason, and Jason recommended me based on the previous short film that I did with him, which was actually a murder mystery thriller. So based on that, he recommended me to Raven to score such a wholesome comedy like Quarter Life Crisis. And when Raven approached me, I'm like, I've actually not done comedy before as well. It's my first time. I'm usually doing big orchestral things or like more like horror sound design thriller kind of things, based on like crazy instruments and recording them, processing them. So something so wholesome and funny like Quarter Life Crisis, it was a whole new fresh experience. And Raven sent me the deck, and I was just, I gotta do this. It's so amazing. It's so wholesome. And I got my co-composer Alexandra to do it together, and we both came on this and just had so much fun with this. I just got to mention about the first scene. It was Joshua did an amazing job with it.
I love the music, the score. It's amazing. It's so catchy.
Thank you.
What is the process of composing something like this look like? You said that she sent you the deck, but do you see the finished project and then you compose, or you're working on that composition while they're filming?
Well, so we had the deck, but we also had the cut after that. But when we first had the deck, Alexandra and I were already talking about the kinds of ideas for the music, and Raven actually also talk about what she wants to evoke from it. And there was this whole sense of found family and community. And so the theme song of Quarter Life Crisis was the very first thing that we wrote for the show. We spent a lot of time trying to find something that really moves people. It's anthemic, but it's just full of good vibes as well.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. It's it's relatable, but it's feel good and it's inspiring. And Raven, yeah, I see you go like this. I would love to hear were these the goals for you when making this? Like, what was the inspiration for writing Quarter Life Crisis and making
it? So naturally, like a lot of things that have come out in the last few years, this came to be because of the pandemic. We got sent home from school about 6 weeks before graduation, my senior year of college. And my acting professor was the one that said, you guys need to take this time where we're all isolated by ourselves to create something. Don't lose your drive. Don't lose your ability to be creative. So I was just kind of bopping around in my house trying to think of what story I wanted to tell, what story I wanted to come from this unprecedented event that I was living through. And then I just had this script of these two roommates kind of just trying to ignore the fact that they were in their 20s, like kind of just becoming aware that they were 25 now, seeing that life was not what they expected it to be back when they were 15, like we all do. And then it slowly just evolved into something completely different. We shot the video concept for this back in 2021, and it was an entirely different story with an entirely different cast, just 3 characters. And then as I kind of looked over it, I was just like, you know what? I feel like I can turn this into something even bigger. And as I grew up myself and started becoming someone that was in their mid-20s, I was like, yeah, you know what? I want this to be about community. I want this to be about, especially during the pandemic, the group of people that I surrounded myself with, the group of people that surrounded me in this project, and just kind of remind people that at the end of the day, no matter where in the world you are, what you're doing, what you want to be at this age, we are all trying to figure it out. No matter how accomplished you think you are, no one knows what they're doing. So that was basically the story I wanted to tell, and I'm really grateful that we got this pilot out. There is a whole other part of a season already in process that I hopefully do want to be able to put out there. But this pilot, I think, definitely gets that point across.
And I just have to shout you out, Raven, because I saw in your bio, like, you are an actor and producer and writer, but this was your like directorial debut, right? This is the first independent project that you made.
Yes, yeah, very first one. And again, I'm just grateful that I had the time basically to be able to do it instead of, kind of just, I mean, look, of course, acting is my main thing, and writing is also something that I fell in love with during this project. But yeah, very first filmmaking endeavor.
I mean, what a way to start that directing and filmmaking career, because it's awesome. And John, directing this, you mentioned how you never really did as big of an ensemble as this. What are some things you learned? What are some tips, not only directing on ensemble, but also like comedy too? Because it's hard to be funny, I think.
Yeah, it was definitely it was definitely a challenge. I think like the biggest thing going into it is like I wanted to make sure that the characters, like even though like there was a really good writing for like the basically the comedy was there in the script. What I wanted to make sure as like a director is that like that the movement and the blocking and the things that happen before a scene starts like comes through on screen. So like in order to make the project feel like this is like these characters have been living these lives for a long time. There's history. I basically worked with Raven and the talent on set to kind of be like fluid with like their emotion and stuff and to represent their characters. But this was definitely a challenge with like 7 people on screen trying to figure out like how it can play on screen where everyone knows where everything is at all times.
Yeah. And Joshua, how did you feel like representing your character? What are some of the things that you found in playing Liam that other actors or filmmakers can maybe take advice from you?
Oh, advice for me. I mean, I just found that like I can do more than what I think I could. And yeah, just basically going back when you're starting out in your career, like, you get, more and more and more, and you take on more and more. And it just showed me that I'm just capable of doing what I see myself doing, and also just seeing my other classmates, my old classmates do the same thing. And like Raven, like at the helm, like literally Raven is an inspiration because I also want to direct and write. So like, to see her do that and we're like the same age, it's like, yeah, it's just inspiring. Everyone, seriously. So.
Did you guys have a lot of rehearsals? I mean, there's a lot of chemistry on screen, but how do we achieve that? You all worked with each other before, so it was just natural, or did we have a lot of rehearsals?
Me and Bradley Satchel, who plays Devante, and Jesse Castellanos, who plays Sean, we were all, and Gwen Torrance, who plays Mary, we were all in school together in the same class, actually. But besides that, Josh and Mike Yang, who plays Gray, there's so many characters, I'm like losing track. They were new to our kind of ensemble that we spent 4 years building. So a lot of it was actually over Zoom. We had Zoom rehearsals, and I also kind of reached out to each of them for like a quick, like 30-minute just breakdown of the characters. But honestly, before we got there, we had never actually met up in person and done any of the actual scenes together. So I think it was a testament to our school, Montclair State, shout out, for how much ensemble building they really focus on during our acting classes. But yeah, it was totally off the hook.
Yeah, everyone was living, breathing those characters and working really well with each other. I know we're a little over. I have 2 more questions. First one, Solon, you said you usually compose big orchestral pieces, and this was a little out of your wheelhouse. What are some advice you can give to people, especially when working with something you're not used to? Like, how did you, how are you able to accomplish this?
I would say 2 things. The first being just communicate a lot with the director, just talk about ideas and brainstorm together, listen widely, and then collect ideas, and then see how you could focus on what you want to express through the music. What should the music be carrying? Like a lot of times when we look through the cuts, we're always talking about when is it time to have music and when is it time to just let the acting flow by itself. And the next thing I think would be just go out and have fun, because when you're doing something new, it's like a whole new perspective that you're going to bring to this project. So you always have something to offer. So just go do it and have fun, enjoy the process.
I love that. I love it so much. So happy I asked that, because well said. And I think you could kind of take that advice no matter what area of film you're working in or in life. So my last question, we have, Raven, you are a New Jersey native. We love Montclair State. I think Garden State Film Festival, we have a lot of films from people come from Montclair State. Most of us, except for Solwyn, are in Jersey. Solwyn's representing Singapore right now. But, you know, a lot of us are from Jersey. How does it feel to have Quarter Life Crisis screening at the Garden State Film Festival?
I mean, honestly, it's amazing. I was so thrilled. I like immediately got on the computer the second I got the announcement that we were an official selection. It feels amazing to premiere here in Jersey, which I feel like this industry just doesn't celebrate enough, you know? Like I love Jersey. I'm really excited to be able to bring it to so many people too that have been supporting us and waiting for this premiere. Like they've been asking for years, when are we going to be able to see this? So now that we get to bring it home, that's amazing for me.
I love to hear it. And I guess that means you all, maybe Solon, maybe not you, most of you all will be there. And then all those other people who've been waiting are going to come out to Garden State Film Festival to see Quarter Life Crisis?
Yeah, for sure.
Love it. Love it, guys. Let me tell everyone watching how you can see Quarter Life Crisis. It will be playing Saturday, March 23rd in the Film Block, 12 to 2:15 p.m. at Cranford Theater in Cranford, New Jersey. So definitely come check it out. Meet these amazing artists. Thank you all so much again for taking the time out, and congratulations to you all. Very well deserved.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Film Festival.
See ya.
See you there.